And we are back for some more Deus Ex.
You ready to get out of here, Jensen?
Yeah, take us back to Sarif Industries.
None too soon, if you ask me. Strap in and hold on.
Jensen, I need to speak with you. Meet me in your office right away.
I'd love to, Francis, but I have to debrief Sarif first.
I suppose you could, or you could hear what I have to say and see if that doesn't change things. Pritchard out.
Pritchard would be the kind of guy to end everything is with Pritchard out. I mean, maybe not if he was a football manager. You might not want to hear Pritchard out all the time, but hey. That's, oh, he said my office, didn't he? I'm just all confuddled because I forgot you came back to Sarif at this point in the game. I thought we were off somewhere else. But, yeah, that's a nice surprise. I like Sarif. It's, I mean, I'm saying this a lot, unfortunately, but it's a little generic at times with some of the other interiors in the game. But it has a little bit of uniqueness to it, for sure. And you get to meet Pritchard every now and then, and he's the best.
What do you want?
As much as I hate to admit it, I need your help. That signal you shut down in DRB territory. It's been active for almost a year.
You're telling me someone outside this company has had access to our network since before the first attack?
I've detected intrusions before and shut them down swiftly every time. But whoever designed this particular algorithm is good. Very good.
You've told Sarif?
See, here's the thing. The intrusions were possible because of a backdoor access into our security system that I never even knew existed.
The one Sanders' team used to get inside our plant.
I've worked here for 7 years, Jensen, and this is the first time I've seen that particular access route. David Sarif created it specifically to bypass the firewall. He's hiding something, and I think you should find out what it is.
Why me?
Because, as far as I can tell, Sarif created that access and was streaming a lot of data through it shortly after your ex-girlfriend suggested he hire you.
Sarif done fucked up. Gonna have to have some strong words with him.
Secret prison camp hidden in Highland Park? You've got to be kidding me. That's what he was saying.
Was it a prison camp? Did we see any prisoners? Felt more like a logistics outpost to me. Bunch of soldiers, not soldiers, but PMC soldiers there. Some war droids. I don't know, didn't feel like a prison camp to me. Maybe though.
Excuse me.
Mr. Jensen, isn't it?
Sir, you have that charity dinner?
In a moment, Isaiah. I was hoping I might run into you, Mr. Jensen. Bill Taggart.
The founder of the Humanity Front. I know who you are.
Yes, I imagine you do. As David Sarif's top security man, I imagine you have quite the file on me. But I assure you, Mr. Jensen, I am devastated by recent events.
Really?
I do not support what you and your company are doing to mankind. I believe it's extremely dangerous. But abolishing human enhancement technologies will only be achieved through legal means.
I'll keep that in mind.
This is your first day back since the accident 6 months ago, isn't it?
Sir, we have to go.
What happened to me was no accident.
Ah, my mistake. But it must have been stressful facing down a second incident so soon. I imagine it brought back all kinds of unpleasant memories.
I appreciate your concern, Mr. Taggart. but it was nothing I couldn't handle.
I'm a psychologist, Mr. Jensen. I know when a man is hiding behind words. The flesh may heal, but the mind is not always so resilient. You might want to keep that in mind. Now, if you'll be so kind as to excuse me.
Gladly.
I got words to have him. Sarif. Ain't no way I'm wasting time. Wait, has he got a cup of coffee? No, it's a data pad. The way he was holding it was very dainty.
Boss, we need to talk.
Is something wrong?
I'm not sure. Did you set up a private access route to bypass the company firewall right before you hired me?
What?
Pritchard said someone's been using it to access our system since before the first attack. The security measures he and I set in place never stopped them because we didn't even know the loophole existed.
Oh, I see. Frank's fixed that, though, right?
He has now, but he's wondering why you never mentioned it.
Frank's paranoid, Adam. You know that. Can a busy man forget things once in a while?
You streamed an awful lot of data through that portal, boss. Right before you brought me on board. Pritchard may be paranoid, but I gotta admit, I'm wondering what was in it too.
Yeah, as an ex-cop, I guess you would. But the important thing is you found the hole and plugged it. We're secure now. And the information you uncovered in that FEMA facility may actually help us track these guys. So let's just stay focused on what's important.
I want to, believe me. I want to catch these guys as badly as you do. But that breach is responsible for every security crisis we've had, including today's. If you want me to stop these guys, I need to know what kind of data they've had access to.
You're right, you're right. I'm sorry if I seem evasive. The truth is, I've had a lot of other things on my mind. I'm trying to secure a future here for all of mankind. I can't let trivial security concerns get in the way when people like Bill Taggart want to see me fail. No, you're my best warrior, Adam, and I trust you. I know the loyalty you've shown me will only continue as we take this fight into the future. Because that's what's really important, isn't it? The future.
I think I proved myself today. And the only reason I'm worried about that loophole right now is because the data you streamed through it could have been accessed, backtraced, and stolen by the men who attacked us. Our enemies might still find a way to hurt us with it.
First of all, I wasn't questioning your integrity. And don't you think you're being just a little bit paranoid here? I'm sorry to have to break this to you, but frankly, there are a lot of things going on in this company that I can't share with you. Things that are above your pay grade. I like to think of us all as a team, but in the end, I decide who gets trusted with what. And this is just one of those times when you'll have to do your job regardless. Megan told me you could handle that when she asked me to hire you. Now prove it to me.
Megan? Boss, what does Megan have to do with any of this? I thought we were discussing a security breach.
Got him.
No, Adam. You were discussing it. I just told you it's time to move on. Megan was a valuable asset, Adam, in more ways than one. If she pointed me in a direction, I followed up on it. Now, if the data I stream goes public, it's likely to get embarrassing, but that's all. And it's the kind of embarrassment the shareholders pay me to deal with. So I don't need you wasting your time getting sidetracked. You understand?
I would like nothing better than to trust you with this, boss. But trust is a two-way street, and the way you've handled this entire conversation so far makes me think that it's you who isn't trusting me. Why, boss? What is it you're so afraid to tell me?
I'm not afraid to tell you anything, Adam. But neither will I be treated like some two-bit suspect you've just hauled in off the street. You're not a cop anymore. You work for me. Try not to forget that. Are we done here? Because we still have to discuss our next move.
Interesting. So, the conversations in this game are semi-randomized. I think there are some answers that will always fail. But amongst the success... Accidentally muted mic. Amongst the successful ones, there are a few... There's a little bit of variance. So sometimes that path I just took will succeed, and sometimes it'll fail. And I've definitely used my fair share of save scumming across this playthrough so far. But this isn't a 100% playthrough. There are opportunities I'm going to miss out on because we failed that conversation. But, I mean, if you've been watching the YouTube channel a while, you'll know that I'm quite story-driven, and I think that's the result we got. That's the result we're going to have to deal with.
Here, this is for you. It's a corporate passport encoded with your biometrics. I've set up a false flag routing which should get you to Henshaw Island without any problems.
You're sending me to China? What about FEMA?
FEMA's got nothing to do with this, trust me. We'll have better luck in China.
How can you say that? I saw the bastard who killed Megan pulling his men out of that facility. I left one of those men dead in its underground storage bay.
I know that, Adam. Frank was monitoring the whole thing. So I also know that before he died, that man gave you an address in China. I want you to check it out.
That doesn't make any sense.
Look, Adam. There's a reason this company's under attack. You think it has to do with the typhoon or with some other top-secret military project that I haven't told you about?
The thought had crossed my mind.
Yeah, well, it doesn't. The work Megan's team was doing before they were killed, it was redefining what it means to be human. This company, Seraph Industries, was about to lead mankind to its next stage in human development. Self-controlled evolution. Can't you see how scary that can be to some people?
Sure. I also see how lucrative it can be for some others.
It's never been about money for me, Adam. But you're right. There are people out there who don't exactly feel the same.
Like who?
I'm hoping you'll be able to find that answer for us in China. So get going. Farida's prepping the chopper.
So yeah, like China's quite a ways away. I think there's a good chance that we might find our Dutchman in China. That seems like the times line up to how long they said their flight was going to be if they were going to go see the Dutchman. We should keep our eyes open for him.
I will not be accompanying Mr. Taggart to the charity dinner tonight. I must head to Utah instead.
Interesting.
Taggart know this, sir? Of course he does. I would not be leaving if it were not a medical.
I think that was Isaias who was leaving for Utah.
Jensen, the boss said you were on your way. You're gonna love Henshaw.
You've been there?
Used to live there. I spent 3, maybe 4 years working in the upper city, and most of my nights having fun in the lower one. You ready to go?
I thought I was. How long is this gonna take, Malik?
You mean the flight or the fun afterward? Don't worry, we'll be there before you know it. Climb in.
It's like 13 hours, Jensen. Don't believe her lies. It's not a plane, it's a quote-unquote chopper.
Jensen, you might want to get ready. The jewel of the Yangtze approaches.
Son of a bitch. I'm supposed to find answers in that.
Hey, twice the scum and half the space. Hang on, we're going in.
Oh, I love this city. Look how cool it is.
The address you got off that Merc, Hengshaw Court Gardens. It's a bit of a walk from here in the Yuzhou district, but I figured it might be best not to drop you too close.
In case Barrett only gave up the address, knowing I'd walk into another trap.
It's the kind of thing I'd do to an enemy. You want my advice? Just find out who lives there and get out.
Oh, the scope they managed to capture with that fucking skyline is amazing. And that's just the start of it. Yangtze is huge. Yangtze is far bigger, at least in the way I feel. I don't know if it's... I haven't looked at the, like, stats or anything, but it certainly feels far bigger than Detroit. It is huge, and the verticality to it is kind of one of the big reasons as well. I must mention it every time it comes up. The assets being reused means that in some places it doesn't feel terribly different to Detroit. But then there are some areas where, of course, they've used new assets, and it definitely feels like a different locale. And there's a different culture to Yangtze, I think, than Detroit. It's probably a good time to mention that this is the second and last hub of Deus Ex Human Revolution. There was originally, if I remember correctly, going to be an India hub, which would have been very, very cool. Another culture shift that would have been interesting to explore. I think that there were 3 hubs in the original. There's definitely Hell's Kitchen and I think Hong Kong, and I can't remember what the third one was. India ended up getting scrapped. I think London was also going to be quite big originally, but that was changed, although I might be thinking of the sequel there. But yeah, there's definitely something great to having a new hub. So let's have a look around.
Have you seen Ning lately? Not since last week. I'm starting to get worried. She missed 3 days of work already. You don't think Chan, for Ning's sake? I hope not. May is worried though.
Speaking of May, is she still downstairs arguing with that girl?
Where else would she be?
That girl is seriously going to get herself into trouble one of these days.
If that were the case, she'd already be in trouble. Between you and me, I'm starting to think Chan's afraid of her.
Of course, the first thing we do when we get to the city is clearly walk through a brothel.
No, don't tell me I left my purse in there with May.
I'll go get it for you.
I told you, I am not getting arguments. Not for this!
Our customers would pay much for the services of an augmented girl. You can make a lot of money.
Then tell customers to get themselves augmented and they can go fuck themselves!
I'm sure some already have. May, look.
No! End of talking! It's too dangerous! I'm not changing myself for someone else's pleasure!
This isn't the end of the discussion. You'll get the surgery done if you want to keep working. Think about that.
Beware, we are in for some gnarly Asian accents. They are not the most tasteful.
You're not a customer, are you?
What makes you say that?
The way you move, your attitude.
And what's my attitude?
Police. Or soldier. Someone on business. So why are you here?
I heard your argument. What was that all about?
They want me to get augmentations. For the customer's pleasure. It's sick. I quit before I ever let them touch me.
Sounded like they don't consider it an option.
They don't. I am lucky, I guess. I've been here the longest. It has advantages. But the new girls, they're not so lucky.
What do you mean?
They are forced to get augments. It's very bad. One of the girls who work here, Ning, she has been gone for days. I fear they took her and will force her to get augmented. You seem like a good man. I am desperate. Please, can you help? I can pay you.
You keep referring to them. Who are they?
The Honghua Hotel used to be independent. In the past, we had a deal with local police for protection. And because we ran a clean and safe business, they looked the other way. But then, things changed.
What happened?
Bell Tower become the police in Lower Hansa, and they not care to help us. So, a drug lord came in with all his men and took control. Things has never been the same, and we cannot do anything about it.
Why do you think Ning has been kidnapped?
Before, we could always refuse augmentations. But more and more girls got them, and it brings more money. Now they force us to do it. They won't even hire purebreds like me anymore, because they're not as popular.
Is Ning one of the pure breeds?
Yes. Oh, well, I hope she still is. They started pushing for her to get augments. She say no even when it gets violent. Now I fear they lose patience and will force the operation. Ning's not the first, and she won't be the last.
Isn't this a job for the police?
The police leave Lower Hansa to Bell Tower, and Bell Tower not care what happens if criminal pay them money. They don't care about my friend or any of the other girls forced into the sex trade.
What do you need me to do?
I heard the girls are drugged and taken to a place somewhere in Dagong district. There, they're held until the doctor comes. I wish you to find this place, to find where they're holding Ning. I hope it's not too late.
Okay, I'll help your friend.
Thank you. I knew I was right about you, Mr.
Jensen.
Mr. Jensen. I fear there's little time. You must find Ning before they leash her with augments.
Leash her?
Yes, they call it that. They leash their girls with augments to keep them under control by supplying neuropozyne. I do not know where they keep Ning, just that it is somewhere in Dagong district.
A specific location would help.
I tell you, I do not have one. But there is a bouncer here, Chuan Li. He works with these people. He will know where Ning is. He goes to the roof to smoke often. Look for him there. You might be able to convince him to reveal the place.
Anything else you can give me?
Yes. The men holding Ning. They most likely work with local triad gang here, the Harvesters. If you look for some of them around, maybe you find Ning better.
Got it.
Chad is pointing out that the accents are indeed brutal, and there are some better ones, but yeah, no. Definitely some voice acting, some interesting voice acting choices from Eidos Montreal or Square Enix on this one. How was Evolve in general? Sum it up. Obviously you missed what I would presume would be the best match of the night, which was the one that we couldn't quite get you sorted up, set up in time for. Actually, you said the roof. So we should probably be heading up the stairs. Also, I choose to believe that this is a specific Hengsha dialect that they've managed to nail with their with their voice acting.
Shove off before I shove you off.
I'm here to see you.
Uh-huh. What about?
Ning.
Open the phone book. Plenty of them in there.
Your friends are holding her. I can make it worth your while if you tell me where.
Worth my while? Yeah, maybe. Let's see some credits first, the tough guy, and then maybe I'll tell you where to find her.
2,000 credits? Okay, one sec. Let's see how this goes.
Here. Now where's Ning?
Okay, but you never heard this from me. They're holding her on a small side street just off the open gutter in the Daigong district, but they'll probably have a couple of guys there watching her.
So, that's one of the locations where if you had the Casey augment, which is this one, you could release pheromones to persuade him to give you the information. Which is just sounds disgusting. But alternatively, I like my solution better. Okay. Have a good day, sir. I'll be on my way. Oh, is this the Hive? Oh, you showed up in front of the Hive. I didn't even know that was here. Huh. We'll be going into the Hive shortly, but not yet. Is this Bell Tower or is this the actual police? I think that's the actual police. Bell Tower, of course, we've heard their name a couple times. They're RA PMC. Thank you, someone in chat pointing out how fabulous my solutions are. There are a bunch of storage lockers down here that you can open for goodies. I'll probably be doing that off screen between streams, just because there's some good stuff in there, but I don't think me opening it for a while will be appropriate. Alright.
This is not the place for you. Get out, Lao Wai.
feel like Lawai is probably a very offensive term. Just, you know, putting it out there.
I'd better stay alert.
Well, you better stay alert. If I were to, like, shoot a revolver, like... Would you come Avaganda? Would you have the balls? No, they're very, worried. Leave you? No. I'm here to help you. I'm your friend. Oh yes, come on. Come on, get down the stairs. Yeah, I'll fire off another one. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, I don't like the hostile thing. I'm not the Tory government. I don't like a hostile environment. Where's this autosave though? That's the real question. Alright, that's good. That's fine. Now, I swear there's like a vent. There's always a vent. Now, I do want an additional praxis point free. But I think I might spend some money here. Not money, some praxis here. Oh shit, it's not in this game. Interesting. Is it not in this game, or am I just missing it? It's not in this game. The sequel has like a sight. It's like I think there's a similar concept in Dishonored, with like a view that you can take basically that enhances your vision and shows you where all the interactables are. Mandarin for foreigner, usually neutral but can be used impolitely. Okay, that's fair. Is it like Gaijin then, or is Gaijin more offensive? Because I know in Japan, that's the word, right? I feel like this is probably not going to lead to where I want to go. No, that doesn't seem likely. Okay, well, I guess I could use a stun mind. That seems like a reasonable idea.
I feel like...
If you aren't learning language from a random guy in Twitch chat, are you really learning a new language? I agree. Deku you. Alright. I'm sure there is a better solution to this, but I'm just gonna do this. Was that really a better solution? Did I hit him with the stun, with the trunk thingamajinga? Well, that one didn't hit. You know what? Fuck. No, that's a bad idea. Wait, what? No. Okay, it was like, successfully eliminated all the people. And I was like, I don't think you're correct. Alright, well this would have been a much better approach. And the police really don't give a shit. Good to see.
Leave me!
No, I'm not leaving you. I literally came here just to save you. Delete this and change the code. Let's see, did he change the code? No, he did not. Ooh, alcohol.
Get away.
Oh, fine. I'll leave you here then.
Who are you?
Your friend May sent me. She said you were in trouble. Are you hurt?
May. Thank God. And no, I'm fine. They didn't touch me. Not yet, anyway. If you hadn't come, though, how did you find me?
I asked around. I can be persuasive.
I have to get out of here.
You sure you're okay? Can you leave here on your own?
Yes. Thank you. Whoever you are, thank you so much. I need to go. I need to get out of this city. I need to get away from that monster, Chan. Tell May, tell her. Thank you for everything. I owe her. I owe you both my life.
Okay. Well, that's I think there's more to this story than just saving her. But I think that's a good point to end off this YouTube video. So I will see you guys next time.